Happy New Year, guys. Eric here with another video. Yep, got my robe on. Yep, I know it's afternoon, but it's Sunday, and I'm intentionally not doing anything too much today. Not even going to the gym, which I haven't done anyway. So Sunday's almost always my rest day, and it's my fasting day. So it's got coffee and all that. But I just wanted to do my first video of the year. Um, Being intentional about some things. And so I made some decisions over the holidays. And so one of the major decisions that I've made, I finally decided after a year to go ahead and shutter my company. I talked about this over a year ago about creating my own notary business called Royal Notary Services. I was all excited about it. Did my research, got my commissions, um, took some classes, joined a mentorship program, all of that. And nothing came of it. I even bought a drone to add another stream of income, but I still haven't taken my drone license test yet. And I've got to go ahead and retrain myself on using the drone. And so, a lot of things I used to pride myself on being very, very detail oriented, doing my research, and I did do my research, but there were some things that were missing. In the state of North Carolina, where I am, the notary business is pretty much saturated. There are people who have their commissions, who solely have their commissions for the companies that they work at. Real estate companies now and real estate agents now are getting their own notary commissions to bypass getting a notary to help them with their sales. North Carolina is also an attorney state, meaning that attorneys have to be involved in loan packages and everything, and so you have to be one of the attorneys preferred notaries to get that business. North Carolina has yet to get online with um, remote online notarizations. Um, excuse me. The former governor Roy Cooper did sign a bill years ago. I want to say it was 2017 or 2019. I wasn't even back in Charlotte yet. Um, Allowing this to happen, but it is taking North Carolina moves at a snail's pace, getting anything done if it makes sense. And this, I've done other videos about this, that they're taking their time and they're supposed to be all about small businesses, but just not notary small businesses. And so this would be another stream of income. Every state around us, South Carolina has it, Georgia has it, Virginia has it. North Carolina doesn't have it, not yet. And so they're taking their time. The handbook is supposed to be updated sometime this year, and the class, because you have to go back and get a third notarization, a third notary commission, and you'll have to do that. And then you will be able to join online platforms that way. But until that happens, I'm keeping my physical notarization commission, and I'm keeping my notary commission, which means if somebody needs it, I'll just carry my tablet and my keyboard and my stamp and all that with me. And that way, if somebody needs a notarization where I just might happen to be, I'll have my tools with me. Um, what I did not have, what I don't have, and this was the point I was getting to when I was talking about the saturation of notaries in North Carolina. Um, as of now, the estimate of the number of notaries in North Carolina is approaching 200,000. Every day, somebody is getting their commission. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like with any business. You have to know what you're doing. and I'm a member in a couple of notary Facebook groups. And I see questions being asked all the time where, and I'll be honest with you, when I see these questions, I'm thinking to myself, why are these people notaries? Because most of the people who become notaries are just in it just to get the money. And honestly, that's what all of us are in for. But you have to be an expert at what you're doing. That's not to say mistakes don't happen, but you cannot. This is regarding legalities. You're verifying somebody is who they are. You're facilitating loan packages. You're facilitating documents going overseas to other countries. There's a lot of things that go on with just simply stamping a piece of paper. And I see that in these Facebook groups. But again, I have to be concerned about my journey. And so I've decided to shutter Royal Notary Services, LLC. There's a cost associated with it. I'm already starting off the year behind the 8 ball because of the holidays. And so I got to wait till the end of the year, end of the month, towards the end of the month, to send my articles of dissolution to the Secretary of State to close this. And then I got to send a letter to the IRS to shutter my EIN that's connected to my business. But I can't do that until after I get the stamped articles of dissolution. And I've also gotten rid of my registered agent, Busy. I've also gotten rid of my business address through iPostal. That was a monthly fee. The Busy, as my registered agent, was free for the first year, and it was about to jump to $200, and I just don't have the money. I don't. So my concentration now is that, and the main piece is that, generally speaking, to get a notary business off the ground, you need to be mobile. And I don't have a car. And honestly, within the year, I thought that I would have a vehicle by now. Because I rent, I can't bring clients into the house. That's just an agreement that I have with the owner of where I live. And so that's fine. And so if you don't have clients, then you can't make money. And so I've decided to shut my company, and I'm going to focus on getting back into the regular workforce. But I have to be careful with it because of my Social Security benefits. I can't stop the Social Security benefits now because it's past a year since I've been getting them. But I can be penalized for making more money than I should be on the Social Security benefits. But clearly it's it's just not enough money to live. It's not. And so I'm trying to build my wardrobe back up. I'm in the gym now, and I have to keep that up because of my diabetes. It's a lot, but I have a handle on it. I have a handle on it. And so, like I said, my main focus is getting back in the workforce. And my intention is to utilize the contacts I've made through the chamber I belong to. In February, I am going to join the Charlotte Black Chamber of Commerce as a professional. I'm going to downgrade my membership with the Carolinas LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Since I will no longer be a business owner, I will just be a professional. Still participate, but I have to be intentional about how I participate, not just for the sake of participating. Even those journeys have not gone how I thought they would go. And my journey so far with my diabetes, coming up on a year since my diagnosis, that has been going very, very well. I started out with a blood sugar rating of 368, an A1C of 13.8, and today my A1C check in November was 5.3, so technically on paper I'm no longer diabetic, but I'm in the school that once you're typed, you're always that, because you can't go back. to how you were, because you'll wind up in the same position you were before. Um, can I reverse it? Sure. Can I call it remission? Sure. Is it gone? No. It's always lurking. And I've lost in March, before I got diagnosed, I'd started walking. It was my intent to lose some weight, and my weight at that time was 262 pounds. If you're on my Facebook page, you will see the side-by-side pictures of what I looked like in March, and then what my body shape is now on December, the day before Christmas Eve. The day before New Year's Eve. I've lost 63 pounds overall. I'm sorry, I have a flag up here that's waving. My ceiling fan is on and it's blowing the flag. That's what that shadow was. So that's going well. And then I have another A1C check in February where they will probably take me off Ozempic. I was previously on Lantus, which is insulin, and Ozempic. My A1C dropped, my weight started dropping, and they took me off insulin. And then that leveled off, and then I was just on Ozempic, and I'm still on Ozempic, and there's a possibility that I will probably come off Ozempic in February. My weight is even now. My blood sugar is level. If my A1C is still in check, they're going to take me off Ozempic. And that ultimately is the goal. And then the goal is to stay off of it. So I have to keep up my health journey too. And stress is a factor in your blood sugar too. So, and in the economic era that we're in now, everybody to some degree is worried about money, and that's stress. And so we have to manage it. So that's one thing that I can do to manage my stress is I'm going to trade the company stress just for the stress of trying to find a job, but not worrying so much because I do have some money coming in. It's just about managing and making sure that that money can stretch while I'm trying to get all these other things in place. You know, I rushed to judgment too. I rushed some things. I'm trying to get this company off the ground. And it just didn't work. And that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. It's not to say that I won't have a company again in the future, but it probably won't. It won't be under the name of Royal Notary Services. Somebody else will probably have gotten that name by then. But that's fine. I can think of a better name because notary is not going to be the only thing that I'm going to do. I am going to get my drone license. And I'll figure out a way to parlay that into a stream of income. And so I just wanted to jump on here, wish everybody a happy new year. Hope that it's gotten off to a great start for everybody. We are in the 2026 midterm election cycle also. You need to pay attention. Things are happening. Things are happening. And I'll remind you, don't be distracted. The president, yes, is doing something illegal. And because independents and Democrats don't control Congress, and there are Republicans who have forgotten their testicles to remind them that they are there working for us and that this country is supposed to be a country based on the rule of law. That Congress creates the law, not the president. That if the president breaks the law, the Congress and the courts are there to keep him in check. And they're not. They're not. And there's a reason they're not, but that's not the subject of this video. Everybody knows why the controlled Congress and Supreme Court are not keeping this president in check. And so I will end my video as I always do on my other videos. Hashtag, elections have consequences. Municipal, county, state, and federal, all elections have consequences, even board elections. have consequences. I'll just mention Kennedy Center, and you can draw a line there. But hashtag resistance is not futile. And I'll do a video about something that a new law, a new policy that has to do with postmark dates. Please Google this, research it, because it just doesn't have anything to do with ballots. That's the main reason why it's being done, about mail-in ballots, have to be postmarked by election day. But they've changed the definition of the postmark day. And so go to YouTube and Google that. But in North Carolina, you can go to, on state lines, go to the state line, the North Carolina Public Television channel, and look up state lines. There is an episode about it there. On YouTube, there is a channel called Smart Money or Money Instructor that has a video about it that I'm going to reference in my video when I get around to doing it. But this is important. This is important because we're in election year. It's important. But again, hashtag elections have consequences. Hashtag resistance is not futile. Start researching your candidates. Know who you're going to vote for. Hold their feet to the fire, and call them out. Make them explain when there's something they said doesn't sit right with you. We're not going to find a perfect candidate, but anything is better than what we got now. Well, actually, that's not true, because the heir apparent is probably worse than what we got now. See you all in the next video. Take care and Happy New Year.